there may still be a part of you that hopes that the both of you will get back together, or that the both of you will start getting along like you used to. When you find that you still care about a girl, especially a girl that you've already had some interaction with and you're familiar with to some extent, or perhaps you're acquainted with, it's often because there's still a part of you that's holding on to the possibility of what it would be like to actually date the girl, what it would be like to actually be in a relationship with the girl. So when you find yourself in a situation where you're still in this rut where you literally, to some degree, can't stop thinking about the girl, or to some degree, something happens at some point during the course of your day that reminds you of the girl. Maybe a conversation that the both of you have had in the past, or maybe an activity that the both of you engaged in the past, and all of a sudden she just comes up to the forefront. You probably even thought, I don't care about her, I'm moving on. But then this thing happens, whatever it is reminds you, suddenly sets that part of your mind to think about her. And all of a sudden you can't stop thinking about her for hours. And now maybe you even go to her social media as a result to find out what she's doing, or maybe you're tempted to start asking people about her that the both of you may know, or that may know her. So you just start finding yourself doing things that you thought you were over, you thought you were done with, because something has suddenly sparked your memory as you went about your day, or about her, made you think about her, or you've just somehow held on to this idea that perhaps there is a possibility that the both of you can one day date. So when you find yourself still caring about a girl that you feel that you should have forgotten by now, you should have let go by now, it's often because of that. It's often because you're either still, at some part of your mind is still hoping that a relationship or some kind of interaction can come out of this that could lead to a relationship, or the both of you dating, or you're going about your day, you think you've put her away, you no longer care, that's what you're telling yourself, and then something happens. Somebody says something, or something happens during the course of your day that just suddenly brings her back to mind, and now you can't stop thinking about her, and you realize, you know what, I still care about this girl. And again, you probably start finding yourself going on her social media, or you start finding yourself doing certain things to try to figure out what she's up to. Is she dating someone? Is she talking to someone now? So if you actually want to put yourself in a position where you no longer care about this girl, then you have to absolutely let yourself know and understand that, well, that interaction is done. And there is no hope that a relationship can come out of it. There is no hope that the both of us can somehow get back together at some point and become reacquainted. It's actually reacquainted. It's actually done. It's actually over with. There is no going back. Your mind has to actually accept that. Because as long as it doesn't accept that, then there's always going to be a part of you that still cares, at least for now, until perhaps somebody else comes into the picture and takes that side of that part of you that is constantly thinking about her. Now you start thinking about this new person. But unless that were to happen, now you're still going to be in that rut. And as far as being in a situation where something sparks her memory, perhaps you're out and about, you hear someone say something, or somebody's wearing something that reminds you of what she wears, or someone speaks in a way that kind of sounds like her, or says something that she typically would say, whatever the case may be, or you're eating something that the both of you have eaten together in the past, whatever it may be, to get over that hump, one of the best things to do is try to put yourself in situations where you're not really engaging in things that the both of you would do in the past. So try to stay away from those kinds of activities, at least for now, because that will help you. That will kind of keep you away from certain things that may spark her memory. If the both of you have been to a certain location to eat and you keep going there, or you keep eating that kind of food, then it's going to remind you of her. If the both of you have been to a certain part of town that maybe there's a whole bunch of shops or whatever, or a mall or whatever, and you go there, then yeah, that's going to remind you of her. So for now, it doesn't have to be permanent. You might need to stay away from certain activities that you used to do with her, certain activities that you know would remind you of her, and that will also help you get over this hump.